Hi everyone, Kristen Anker here, your parent empowerment specialist. Today I'm going to be talking about potty training, or rather toilet learning. So there's three things that we can't control as parents with our children, and it's eating, sleeping, and toileting. And those are the three things that so many of the parents come to me for advice and help, because those are the challenges they're having. They're having challenges with their child, with eating, with, eating healthy foods and not eating the right foods. And there's problems with sleeping and the bedtime routine and the hassles, and they can't go to sleep and then they can't wake up. And there's a lot of struggles with potty training. And there's so much advice out there. And sometimes it's hard to decipher, what you should do. Should you do the 3-day, you can get your kid potty trained in 3 days. Should you do the approach that I might be talking about, which is a little bit more of toilet learning and how we can help our child to become independent? And since this is something that we really can't control, but we can teach and we can prepare the environment. So what I'm going to show you is a little bit more on the Montessori style, but I always say I'm a Montessorian, but I also, kind of veer off in my own philosophy as well. So this is toilet learning the Montessori way, within my experience too of raising 3 children and toilet training all 3. So there is one thing that I always help parents to do first, and that's to prepare the environment. So what you want to have is a toilet seat, a potty. I love the Baby Bjorn potty. That was like the little white potty. I used it with all 3 of my kids, and that was definitely a must-have. Easy to clean, easy for them to, pour the pee or the poop in the toilet. I love, very simple, the Baby Bjorn potty. Or you can have a toilet seat that fits over your toilet that is smaller. And I know my sister-in-law had this great seat where it was actually, she had it in her child's playroom, and it was, it fit with the actual toilet seat. So it was, you could put it down for the child and then you could pick it up and the adult could use the toilet. It was like an attachment. So if you're going to have something like that, you just have to have a step stool so that the child can have, be sitting with their legs on the floor or on that stool. So you want them to be having like at least a 90-degree angle, if not a little bit more. I know some people have the squatty potty. I actually love that for kids, is to use that squatty potty over the toilet as that step stool for the kids to be able to sit on the potty and have their feet comfortable. In the toilet, in the bathroom, you want to have some extra underwear, like maybe even go out and buy some extra underwear, or just have a basket of clean undies, have the wipes that you're going to need for cleaning up messes and accidents, because that's going to happen in the toilet learning process, and a couple books. So I loved having just a few of our favorite toileting books. So it's like that Everybody Poops book I love, and there was a great one, and I'm forgetting the name of it. I actually had given them all to my cousins because they're in the process now. And I'll have to, make sure to post it in the comments. It's a book where if you have a girl, it's, they have one story, and if you have a boy, it's another story. Ask your librarian, purchase some of these books, but I would say first start with the librarian and ask what are some good potty training books, and I'll make sure to come up with some names as well. But, and then purchase a few of them. There was a couple that I was annoyed with, but my kids loved them. There was a Sesame Street one with Grover, and he's using the potty. And there's a Caillou one where I would constantly get a little annoyed by Caillou, but my kids loved it. So there's a lot of good little books that kids love to read about using the potty. So that's kind of setting up the bathroom. One of the things that I also have in the bathroom, but this is kind of beyond, no, it's still with the toilet learning process, but you want to have the mirror a little bit lower. So maybe you have a normal mirror in the bathroom, but you have a smaller mirror down low. So when the child's washing their hands, they can be looking at themselves, and or even a full length mirror so that the child can watch. Some of the things that I advise parents to do is allow your child to watch you go to the bathroom. So depending on the sex of your child, if you have a girl and you're a female, you allow the child to watch you and what you do, and maybe let the child flush the toilet. Those are the beginning stages. If you have a boy, maybe have the child watch their dad, and just make it a really normal process of everybody poops, everybody pees, and this is what you do. Usually I recommend starting this process anywhere from the age of 22 months, and I know children that have not been potty trained till 3.5, even 4. That's pushing it a little bit, but know that there's a range, and you're not outside the range. Try not to compare yourself to everybody else. I know, you can read some books and understand in some parts of the world children are potty trained at 18 months, and that of course is true. And try your hardest not to compare yourself. But what you want to do is look for signs of readiness. So some signs of readiness is if your child is waking up with a dry diaper. That's a huge sign of readiness. Like they're able to hold it that whole time at night. Other signs of readiness are like they're able to pull their clothes on and off. They're able to communicate their needs. Now, this doesn't always have to be with words. It can be with different sounds and hand symbols too, or hand signals. So if they're able to communicate, they're probably able to learn how to use the toilet. But what you need is a lot of patience and a lot of consistency here. So what I recommend for families to do is to just start to put it into the routine. So it's more of this matter of fact. And I'm going to start from the beginning of the day is you wake up, you say, good morning, it's time to use the potty. So it could be I know some of the things that I do with parents is I help them to create a routine chart, a picture routine chart. And maybe that's what we can do is we create a morning routine. And the first thing on that routine chart is sitting on the toilet. And you're just going to try. And then there's other times of transition that's really helpful to just try to use the potty. So first thing in the morning, after breakfast, before you go out of the house into the car, when you come back in, it's really good. Let's use the bathroom. Let's wash our hands before dinner, after dinner, before bath. And usually I recommend trying to use the potty twice before bedtime. So you want to probably stop liquids anywhere from 2 hours to even 3 hours before bedtime. So in the nighttime routine chart that you'll create, you can have them use the bathroom first and then go through their whole routine, so use the potty, brush your teeth, pick out a book, put on your pajamas, read the book, go to the bathroom again, snuggles, lights out, something simple like that. I don't necessarily recommend the waking up in the middle of the night, but I know a lot of the experts out there do. And I think that's more if you're in that round of like, we're gonna get this child potty trained in 3 days. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I think there's a lot of pressure on the child. I think there's a lot of pressure on the parent. So I'm more on the school of thought of let's just make this a process. It's a learning process. Your child's gonna have some mistakes. They're gonna have accidents. You're probably gonna make some mistakes. You're not gonna notice some of the cues, but you're learning and your child is learning. So I hope those few tips are helpful. And I will be back with some more of our toilet learning process, because it could be fun. It could be fun. It's an exciting time, and I promise your child will not be going off to college wearing diapers. You got this. So my name is Kristen Anker. I'm your parent empowerment specialist, and you can find more on kristenanker.com. Bye for now.